Good evening. This is Kit Cabello with Heartland Media. Today, I'm joined with Senator Daniel Biss. He is one of the many Democrats who are running for governor for the state of Illinois. Senator Daniel Biss, what's going to separate you from Kennedy, Pawar, and Pritzker as you are running for the primary to become the nominee for Democrat for the state of Illinois?
I think we need a few things right now. First of all, we need a bold, progressive economic vision. The Democratic Party in Illinois has gotten pretty good at criticizing Rauner, and Rauner's terrible, so that's a good thing to do. But we need to lay out a clear, bold economic vision of how we can raise wages, fund a government with a fair system of taxes, unlike our current unfair system of taxes, and then use those resources to invest properly in public services from schools, early childhood, community college, university, healthcare, and human services. That's number one. Number two, we need a candidate who's going to run a grassroots campaign, a candidate who is funded by the people in small donations, a candidate who is building a campaign on volunteer energy from people across the state of Illinois who are prepared to build a movement to take their state back. I also think we need a candidate with experience in Springfield because, after all, our state is being driven into the ground by Bruce Rauner, and we're going to need someone who knows how to work the legislature and quickly enact a lot of progressive legislation to transform our state and rescue it, frankly, from what Rauner has done. And finally, Rauner isn't the only problem we have. We have had problems on both sides of the aisle, and the Democratic Party hasn't been perfect either. We need a truth-teller candidate who's willing to acknowledge that the Democratic Party itself needs to do better than it's done and needs in dire need of reform.
All right. In the hypothetical scenario where you are elected as the governor of the state of Illinois, how are your policies going to differ from our current governor, Governor Bruce Rauner?
How much time do you have? Listen, our current governor is about a few things. He wants to cut his own taxes, he wants to break unions, he wants to push down wages, and he wants to make sure that we privatize as much of the government as possible. Here's what we need to do. We need to, first of all, raise wages. So instead of being involved in a race to the bottom that he wants to be a part of, we need to raise wages so that everyone who's working full-time in Illinois has a shot at a dignified life and can provide for their family. We need to have a fair system of taxes that acknowledges that middle-class people and the working poor are overtaxed, but that asks millionaires and billionaires who've been the beneficiaries of generations of economic growth to finally pay their share. We need to use those resources to properly invest in schools, in early childhood education, community college, universities, healthcare, human services, and we need to do it in a way that's collaborative. We need to do it in a way that brings the whole state together. Our governor loves to pit downstate against Chicago. It's his favorite political trick. We need to unify the state and lift people from all across Illinois up.
Now, in regards to President Trump, his administration is cutting services, as well as Jeff Sessions, for example. He's intensifying the war on drugs, especially against cannabis. As governor, if you were to be elected, what would your administration do to protect Illinois state citizens and those who are immigrants or come from different backgrounds or perhaps want to use cannabis products? What would you do to protect their rights?
We need to protect our people from the vicious and racist attacks of Donald Trump. And that's many things. Part of that is around immigrant and refugee policies. I was a co-sponsor of the Trust Act that is now on its way to Governor Rauner's desk to stop local law enforcement from collaborating with federal immigration agents when they do raids. And by the way, to stop Illinois from collaborating with the federal government and setting up a Muslim registry. That's one thing we absolutely have to do. We have to stand up for women who are the victims of attacks on their reproductive freedom from the Trump administration. And I was a proud co-sponsor of House Bill 40, a bill that would do just that. And we have to also fight very hard on criminal justice policies to have a sane, fair, humane system of criminal justice that's about rehabilitation, not about incarceration. And that's why I'm a co-sponsor of Senate Bill 316 to legalize the recreational use of marijuana.
Now, final question. The People's Summit will be here on June 9th through the 11th, and Heartland's Media is going to be there as well. And will your campaign be attending it?
Yes, I'll be there for, I believe, part of both Friday and Sunday. I think Saturday I won't be able to make it.
All right, and in regards to that, let's say our viewers and subscribers missed the opportunity to see you there at the People's Summit. Where can they learn more about your campaign and perhaps follow events like this here? Where can they go?
My campaign website is danielbiss.com. That's DANIEL, B as in boy, ISS as in Sam.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Daniel Biss or on my Facebook page as well. And please be in touch. This campaign is going to be successful if it's a movement of all people, and we want everyone with an interest, with a curiosity, or with a willingness to join that movement to be with us, to be talking with us, and to help us in our efforts to transform the state of Illinois.
All right, Senator Daniel Biss, thank you for joining Heartland Media, and good luck to you on your campaign. And this is Kit Cabello signing out with Heartland Media. Peace, and let's all do what we can to build a better future.